Hello everyone, I'm here today to do the expression number 7 video. Now your expression number, that's the talents that you brought with you to help you achieve your life path. Now the reason I'm doing this one at the moment is because my next video straight after this one is going to be how expression number 7 supports life path 11, and that's a special request from one of my subbies. So if you guys have got any special requests, because there are many expression numbers and life paths, many hundred and, well, loads. So I can do them faster or slower depending on my subbies and what they would like to see. So send me a message through my social media that you're going to get in the description box, or just email me, communicate with me how you want to, and I will put you on my list for my next video. So moving along, so your life path is your development. It's the reason you're here. It's what you are quite weak at, but you need to change and develop in this lifetime. But your expression number is the talent you brought with you to help you achieve that life path. Now, sometimes your expression number helps mostly, but oftentimes your expression number can be quite, can hinder your life path quite a lot. And it depends on your development and what your name is and what, but it depends on your level of development. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling on and I'm going to start on about the talent number, destiny number, or I mostly call it expression number 7. So these are the number energies. The 7 energy, that is really about the self-nurture. It's about spending time alone, musing, thinking about the big questions, thinking about yourself, self-discovery. Who am I? Why are we all here? That kind of deep self-discovery which takes you to the point of intense spirituality. It's about the nurture of the individual, and remembering that you are not a human being having a spiritual experience, but you are a spirit being having a human experience. And that is what you know innately and intuitively if you're in expression number 7. So working out your expression number, I'm not going to take too much time at this because I put this in every video and I don't want to bore you guys. So John, each of these letters has a number attached to it. So I do each number separately, and it's got to be the full name on your birth certificate. So this person was born John David Higgins. So I start with John and I put the numbers that relate to each of the letters and add them all together. I get to 20. That's not a master number, so I reduce that down until I get the 2. I do the same with David, and when I add all these numbers up, the D, the 4, the A, the 1, I get a 22. Now I'm not going to reduce that because that is a master number, so I'm going to keep that there. And again with Higgins, I've put the number that equates to each of these letters, added them up, got to 46, not a master number, so I continued to add and reduce until I got to a 1. And then I add together the 2, the 22 and the 1 to get to the expression number 257. Expression number 7. It's about trusting that you are an immortal soul. It's about it's about having innate spirituality and intuitive knowledge that you are a soul being connected to source energy. And with that connection, to be open to others with that, without fear of ridicule or being put down by others, trusting your intuition without worrying that someone might hurt you or worrying what people think. It's about knowing that you are a soul being and not being afraid to express that, not being afraid of ridicule or afraid of the way the world might treat you. So you have faith and trust in yourself because of your intuition. You know that if you intuitively feel it, that it's true. That is an amazing skill to have. So you have faith and trust in your own intuitive ability. You have faith in others, you trust others, and you have a profound sense of higher energy. You know that there's a source energy out there that is bigger than us. You just know that. You trust your feelings, you trust your thoughts, your instincts, because it all feeds into your intuition. It's your soul speaking to you, and you are amazing at listening to that. You're an expert in your own life because your intuition is your expert. Remember, I always say, trust the soul within you. I'm a life path 7. So that is what I've always worked towards doing up to this point, is to continue to trust the soul within me, because that's my learning point. But if you're an expression 7, you just have that talent there already. You don't have to be like me and work towards it. You already have that skill because it's your expression number. So I get very passionate. I'm sorry. So you use your cellular memory. You're quite an old soul, especially if you're a 167 with that karmic debt. You have an intuitive knowing that you trust, that you believe in. But you do have to sometimes, even though you know your intuition's right, you have to fight overthinking sometimes. Especially if you're a life path 7, not so much if you're an expression 7, but sometimes you might feel yourself slipping into overanalyzing your intuition. And then you have to bring yourself back to, no, my gut tells me this, and this is what I'm going to do. And that is what you should always do. And you have the talent to do in the expression 7. So you have faith in spirituality. It goes beyond any worldly reason or logic as far as you're concerned, and as far as source is concerned. You trust people. You trust in the process of your life, because you know it's a spiritual learning experience, and whatever happens to you, good or bad, it's a learning point for you. And your inner need is to develop and to learn from each of the experiences you deal with throughout your lifetime, both good and bad. But it's mostly bad that we learn things from. I mean, we've got to admit it. It's the bad things that happen. It's the adversity that really brings us forward in that development. Your destiny in the 7, your purpose is really acute to you. So when you're an expression 7, you really look for the big picture. You look for purpose and destiny in everything you do. Even your career is very much based on the root of it is your own inner development. You wouldn't want to do a career that didn't develop you in some way, Anyway, you offer others valuable insights. You are a spiritual teacher, because when you trust the soul within you, you can help others trust the soul within them as the ultimate spiritual teacher, like the Master 11. You see the difficulties in life as a learning experience, like I just said, and your destiny, your deepest drive, involves that inner processing rather than outer achievement. Outer achievement is fine, but it always comes back to that inner processing for you. Does the job mean something to me? Does the job give me purpose? Because if those questions are no, you're not going to stick at that job very long, or even take that job in the first place. Everything goes back to that inner development, even the external world. You see difficulties as a learning experience. Difficulties are an opportunity for development of your wisdom, which is the same way as saying difficulties of life are a learning experience. It's how we learn the most. The pain and the adversity we go through is there to teach us something, to help us develop along our path. Difficulties are an opportunity at the end of the day. You're a spiritual truth seeker. You're a spiritual teacher. You're focused on that journey within for you, but you can do that for others as well. Because you feel safe in the process of your life, because you're so intuitive and connected to source. You always know you're going down the right path because you're always so connected. You can be confident that no one will hurt you because your soul has your back. And again, if anyone does hurt you, there is a spiritual learning experience attached to that you must adhere to. What else? You're a scholar, you're a thinker, you're a learner, quite a smarty pants, if I don't say so. A deep thinker, high intelligence. Well, I'm a life path 7. So if you're an expression 7, you already have that intelligence. When you're a life path 7 like me, you might be working towards that intelligence. So I'm not going to delude myself that I am a scholar. Anyway, the talent in the 7 is very investigative. You love to research and dig deeper into those big questions and really look at all the research that's out there and form your own conclusions through your intuition, because you analyze the world, but you don't believe anything unless you've filtered it through that intuition. That is one of your biggest talents in the 7. So you research them big questions, you filter what you feel intuitively is right through that research, and you can come up with your own theories or your own ideas on the theories that you read. You use experience of your work and your relationships, develop your own inner, deeper understanding. Like I said before, your job isn't about outer achievement. You really couldn't care less, if you're an expression 7, how successful you are in the world, because it's about your own inner development. And that's what matters. And that's where your talent lies. You learn self-trust through experience of things like meditation, physical practice, dance, martial arts, music, acting, quite emotional expression. And you have an affinity with the natural world. You love being outdoors. You love earth cultures like the Native American Indians fascinate you. You like reading between the lines of life. You might look at conspiracy theories at times. But if you're a 7 expression, when you look at conspiracy theories, we don't want to let ourselves get bogged down in what people might be doing to us. That's a very life path 7 thing, when you're not really trusting the world around you. But yeah, look at these conspiracy theories if they interest you, but try and remember that the world is not meant to be a utopia. Some people are good, and some people are here for your highest good, and some people are here for their own good. And that's always going to be the case. So, and that's what makes us all develop and learn, that balance of good and evil, hot and cold in the universe. Anyway, I'm not going to keep on because I could yabber on for hours. So you read between the lines of life. You're an independent thinker. You don't let anyone influence you. You're not really into social culture. If somebody tells you to eat tomatoes because it will make you live to 100, you're not going to believe that unless your logic, your research and your intuition believes that to be true. And you won't just believe things blindly. To you, the world needs to be analysed and filtered through your own intuition. You might be interested in the unseen, the unexplained, the paranormal. You're a writer, very much a mystic, and like I said before, a researcher and a thinker. You love the occult, the mysteries of life, finding out things you didn't know before about the world. You're a big picture, big question thinker, a strategist and a problem solver. You have a vivid imagination. You could be a good dancer, a singer, a musician, a business person, definitely a spiritual teacher and a researcher. And you're good around children. You've got quite a childlike heart yourself, and you get on well with children. So you might take work to do with the spiritual and emotional development of children, or, well, adults as well, but you do get on with young people, and it might be a talent for you to tap into, especially if it supports your life path. When you struggle, though, you can sometimes focus too much on the thinking mind. Again, this is more of a life path problem, but even in the expression talent 7, you can sometimes slip into the thinking mind a little bit, especially if you're under stress. Theories and ideologies of others totally win over your inner intuitive wisdom. You may not be properly filtering what you read, what you see in the world through your intuition, and that reliance on the thinking mind's not going to take you, is not something that you're strong at, and it's not something that you have for long. You're normally the opposite of that. You're eternal seekers until you realise all you need is within you. I'm still learning that in the Life Path 7. I still research and learn, and I'm fascinated and filter things through my intuition as much as I can. And I know that all I need is already within me, but I still search for that information because I'm a Life Path 7. But you already know that. You realise that all you need is within you, and all you need to do is access that information through spiritual meditation, connecting to source and channeling that information towards you. You can fit yourself too much into others' approaches and theories rather than filtering it through that intuition and tailoring it to your own needs. So when you do look at theory, filter it through your own intuition and tailor it to your own needs. You may sometimes fear the unknown, but less likely with the expression, but possible. You could fear betrayal a little, and you can put up a bit of a protective shield and worry sometimes, even though you know intuitively that the world is not meant to be a utopia. You can sometimes fall into fears of betrayal and put up your protective barriers. You could also sometimes, if you're not using your intuition or heeding the warnings of your intuition, you can become naive and have a bit of a blind faith that you don't really think about or filter through that intuition, setting yourself up for having your heart broken or to be lied to or taken advantage of. The 7 can have difficulty concentrating and staying in one place. They find it hard to commit to things. And because you like being on your own and you're very much into muse and study, you can disconnect from reality at times and immerse yourself into the mystery in your search for truth, or run away and live in a tree, or to live in an ashram. And then you can appear distant, disconnected, bit of a loner, mistrusted often by others because you're so mysterious. But you need and want companionship, but you don't. You're a bit of a one where, you want companionship when you feel like it, but most of the time you want your own study and you don't want someone else encroaching on your space. So that's why I say you want a companion, but you don't. It's like you want a companion on your terms so that you can have your alone time when you want it, and then you can sometimes expect that other person just to be there when you decide you want that companionship. So that's something to work on. It's less likely with the expression 7, but I put it on the bottom anyway, because as a talented 7, you're very, very spiritual. It's a given, that's your talent. But there is that possibility, depending on how you start your life and what your upbringing is like, that you might reject that spirituality out of sorts straight away. But if you do that, you will experience quite a lot of difficulties throughout your life, which is sent to you for the sole purpose of bringing you back to your soul and bringing you back to spirituality. That is less likely with the expression 7, but it is a possibility. I have seen it before. So what type of 7 are you? What I've just been talking about is the 7 as a whole, because you can just be a 7. If your name just adds up to a 7, then you're a 7. But many people are a 167, which holds a karmic debt, a 25, 34, 43. There's quite a few expression number 7s, and they all have different, I like to call them talent steps, that help you achieve that particular area of the life path 7. Because the life path 7 is vast and we all have different ways of getting there. Some people use their 6 and their 1 talent in order to achieve their 7. It depends what type of expression number you are. So the 167 is a karmic debt. It is the expression number of highest spiritual development. It's about the rise and the fall, the building and the smashing up, the process of destruction and rebirth, and it's a continuous cycle. And that cycle actually brings about, even though it's creation, destruction, it brings you to a higher consciousness. Remember, adversity and dynamics helps you learn more because you're seeing and experiencing so much. The 167 path is a high path of progress in your talent. So remember, this is your talent. So you are about the rise and fall, but every time you rise, you fall, you build, you destroy, you develop. And you develop quite profoundly, more than the other 7 expression numbers. So your spiritual growth will be quite painful, and you will have to get past that. Life will present you challenges in your grand plans, and it's because you're an old soul. You've got some challenges to deal with, and life will throw some challenges at you, and you tend to make choices that seem to be specifically designed to smash and destroy everything that you've previously built, like a self-destructive career choice or an act of stupidity in a relationship that ruins an otherwise amazing relationship or an otherwise amazing career. You get amazing development from that, but the adversity that you may get from that, being so risk taker in the 167, could be quite wobbly at times, because you are a karmic debt. But remember, you're an old soul. You do trust in the process of the universe. You have faith in yourself. You don't need to second guess yourself because you've tuned into your intuition, and you don't need anyone to tell you that it isn't, because your intuition has already told you and you trust your intuition. Boom. You can reconcile your ideals with reality, which is, an important thing to do when you're a spiritual teacher. And you're also an innovative leader. So in the 6 energy, if you look at the steps here, you are talented in the 7 energy. So that's about spiritual development, realizing that you are a soul spirit, and using that soul intuition to guide your life and helping others to do the same. That's your talent. But you in the 167 do so with incredible destruction and rebirth. You also do it by trusting the process of your life, realizing that your ideals aren't always realistic, having faith in yourself, not second guessing yourself. That's the 6. And then in the 1, being an innovative leader and a strong source of unique ideas from source to the world. So that is a very strong talent to have. It's very dynamic. There are going to be times in your life where you're up in the rafters, and there's going to be times when you smash those rafters up and then have to rebuild it from the ground up. So it's a talent that will bring you a lot of ups and downs. It's a roller coaster. But if you're always trusting your intuition, which your talent in the 7 will help you to do, you will have faith in yourself and the process of your life, and you'll realize that the ideals in the 6 aren't always reconcilable, and that you should accept that the world isn't a utopia. It's not meant to be. How would we learn if the world was a utopia? And then in the 1, the least important is using innovation and leadership to help you express that 7 talent. So in the 257, so as an expression number 257, in the talent in the 7, you of course trust the soul within you, in others and the process of your life. You feel safe enough to open up and share your inner beauty with the world because you trust your intuition has told you the right way to go. You trust your intuition and your analytical mind, but you filter the analysis through your intuition. But to do this, you focus on one topic or one spiritual topic with focus and discipline towards self-mastery. That's in the 5, because this is the most important of your talent steps, is the one closest to the slash, I forgot to say. So focusing on one topic towards mastery, and then having an attitude of service, cooperation, working one-to-one with others, building relationships and building teams. So in expression number 257, showing their talent to the highest degree, you trust your soul's intuition. Your inner knowledge, your decisions are led by your heart because you know and trust that your soul already knows what's best. And if you've correctly accessed your intuition, you know the correct way to go without a doubt. You use your intuition and inner knowing to focus on a specialism that you've studied so deeply, you become a master of that subject. Whilst working with others, serving, cooperating, working as a team, developing excellent social skills and connections, and being a mediator for the team. So the 257 is a talented spiritual teacher in a specialism and working with others alongside that specialism. So if you're 257, this is your talent and this is how you do it. And if you want to become a master at your expression number to support your life path, that's what you need to work towards. In the 347, so as an expression number 347, like in the 7 talent, you trust that soul within you. In others, the process of your life, you feel safe to open up and express yourself because your intuition has told you that it's safe to do so. You trust your intuition and your analytical mind, and you can balance the 2. You filter everything you learn through that intuition, and you don't take anything on board as a belief unless your intuition tells you that that is right. Your intuition then influences your goals in the 4. So remember, you have a 4 and the 3, which are your talent steps towards your particular expression number 7. So in the 4, you can use that intuition to help you set goals, achieve goals, have a plan, a meticulous process, and an organized and determined work ethic to help you achieve your goals. And in the 3, you execute your plan with positive, heartfelt, emotional self-expression. So opening a spiritual business and speaking to people and teaching people with your spiritual business. Hello, that's my life path 347. But this is something I've had to work towards. If you're a talent in the 347, you'll be much better at this than me. Actually, not necessarily. It depends on your expression number, so I'll scrap that. Anyway, so if you are a top talented expression number 347, you trust your soul's intuition, safe in the knowledge that everything you do and the process of your life is meant for your own evolution and is there for a reason, and you should trust it. You will have a clear plan to achieve all of your goals. You follow that plan meticulously with perseverance and commitment, and you communicate with others with skill to entertain, delight, teach, and inspire. That's what you can do if you're in expression number 347. Now, other way around. Now, I've just said 347. Now, all you've got to do here is switch the importance of these steps around. So 347, the 4 was the most important and the 3 was the least important. Now we're switching it over. Here, the talent number 7 is most supported by the 3 and then supported by the 4. So we just switch those points over and make the 3 more important than the 4. So you trust the soul within you. You know through your intuition that everything is going as planned and that you're a soul being. But you do so, first of all, in the 3. So you connect with your audience with positive emotional self-expression, and people listen and hang on your every word. They're inspired and entertained, and their knowledge increases when they're spoken to by you. And then secondly, you have a plan. And you achieve your goals with that meticulous focus and that organized, determined work ethic in order to achieve them. So you're the 347, but your priorities are slightly switched the other way. So if you're in expression number 437, you trust that intuition. You know that you're a soul being and you're an immortal soul, but you do so by, in the 3, communicating emotionally and skillfully with others. You're amazing at pulling in that audience and entertaining people, delighting people, inspiring people, and teaching people. They hang on your every word, but you also behind that have a clear plan to achieve your goals. You follow that plan meticulously with perseverance and unwavering work ethic. That's your talent if you are a 437. But if you're a 527, it's that 2-5 switch the other way again, that specialism and working with others one-to-one and in a team. So as an expression number 527, as ever, you're trusting that soul within you and that you are a spiritual being. But you do so firstly, most importantly, with the 2. So you work with others cooperatively, tactfully, with amazing social skill and calmness and sensitivity. And you also have a focus on one specific topic, could be a spiritual topic, especially if it's a 7, with a focus on discipline to mastery. So before, the mastery one came first in the 5 for the 2-5. This time you've got to put the person and the relationship building and the cooperation and the tact and the mediation before the specialism to help you achieve your talent in the 7. So if you've achieved your 527 and you're expressing that talent, you trust that soul intuition and you know that every decision you make is right because it's filtered through your intuition. You have excellent in the 2 intuitive social skills. You cooperate and work as part of a team beautifully. You can connect one-to-one with people and create very deep connections. You're tactful and you're an amazing mediator. And then you can use your intuition and your talent of the 7 and your inner knowing to help you focus on the correct specialism for you. The specialism that you've studied so deeply that you found the space where all the other varied interests that you've studied over the years actually link. So the next expression number is 617. So it's the 167, but the other way round, but not quite because it's not a karmic debt. So I'm going to stick to the fact that it's the 1 most important for the expression 7, and then the 6, important but less so. So as an expression number 617, you're a spiritual being, like I've said, la-di-da, you trust the soul within you, you're a spiritual being, very intuitive. But you achieve that in the 1 by channeling unique, innovative ideas from source and leading others towards success, or leading others towards the fruition of your groundbreaking, innovative, unique ideas. You also realize that any ideals that you may have may not always be possible. So some of the ideas that you sometimes have might not always be possible. So you always ensure that any unique idea that you bring, you make sure that it's realistic and feasible. And that is a strong talent to have, especially when you're bringing innovative ideas into this world. It's good to know when it's realistic and when you're wasting your time. So if you're a top-notch 617 and using your expression talent number to its highest potential, you are that spiritual being that trusts the soul within you, you trust source to give you the right information, and you just channel that into your intuition. And your intuition and your connection to source energy in the 1 helps you to lead others to bring groundbreaking ideas that will change humanity or change even the community you're from. You're talented at knowing which of your ideas are feasible, which are realistic, and accepting that without disappointment. You know, the world isn't meant to be a utopia. So you're a talented spiritual 7, but you're also very innovative and extremely realistic. You know when an idea is feasible and when it isn't. That's your talent in the 617. Finally, the 707. So the 0 in your expression number simply strongly enhances the talent of the 7. So you are like a hyper 7, a hyper talented 7, and that 0 gives you extra high levels of perception, stronger intuition, maybe more psychic than the average 6. So the 707 is very endowed with really strong spiritual skills and psychic ability. So when you're using that to its highest level, when your 707 talent is being expressed at its best to support your life path, you know you're a spiritual being, you trust that you're a soul inside of a machine body, and you use your strong spiritual perceptions and abilities to help and develop yourself and others. You're extremely intuitive, perceptive, sensitive, and psychic. And you can use that to develop yourself and also to help others to develop their selves. Now, I hope you found my video really useful today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on my social networks, or if you like this video, please smash that thumbs up button. And if you subscribe, click that bell icon. I know you will, because then you'll be kept up to date with all my next uploads that I've got plans. You can email me at katie@soulexplorer.net, or you can go to my website, soulexplorer.net, and I'm going to put connections to my Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter in the description box below. As ever, guys, trust the soul within you. Only your own soul and perceptions knows best. See you soon.